now you understand what I've been saying, and that is Pure Talk will give you the exact same 5G network coverage, the same exact cell towers. You get the same number of bars. You keep your phone. You keep your phone number. If you want a new phone, they have great deals going on all the time. They have more plans than the big carriers, like unlimited talk and text and 6 gigs of data. It's only $30 a month. If you want unlimited data, you can have it. You'll still save a fortune. Anyway, it's so simple to make the switch, and in these inflationary times, you need big savings. Average family saving close to $1,000 a year for the exact same service you're getting from the big carriers. Just dial pound 250 on your cell phone, say the keyword save now. You can literally be switched over to Pure Talk in less than 10 minutes. Just dial pound 250, keyword save now. You'll save an additional 50% off your first month from our friends at Pure Talk.
As a college student, I'm making sure to get the H1N1 flu vaccine. You see, if you're my age, the threat of this year's flu season is very real because young adults are particularly vulnerable to serious complications from the H1N1 flu virus. That's why I'm urging people my age to get vaccinated. Vaccination is safe and is the most effective way to prevent the flu. Get the facts. Go to flu.gov. Together, we can all fight the flu.
A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
In 1977, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. The odds of that same boy winning the U.S. Open twice, 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 110. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
NASCAR champion Bobby Labonte here with my brother Terry and my nephew Justin. You know, every sport has its essential safety gear.
For racing, we wear helmets, fire-retardant suits, and Nomex gloves.
For fishing, waterfowl hunting, and boating, we wear life jackets.
After an intense race, there's nothing more relaxing than bass fishing.
Or a little duck hunting on the lake.
But we're the first ones to tell you, on the track or on the water, accidents happen fast.
In a crash, there's no time to put on a helmet. And when a boater capsizes or is thrown from the boat, there's rarely time to reach a stowed life jacket.
But today's life jackets are lightweight and comfortable. Fishing or hunting, they don't get in your way.
That's why you won't catch a Labonte on the water without a life jacket.
Don't let us catch you either. Remember, you're in command. Boat safely.
This message brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. For more information on boating safety, visit www.uscgboating.org.
As a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan, joining IAVA.org really helps in the transition home. It's a network of OIF and OEF vets like me who've got your back here, just like we did over there. That means when you need help navigating the GI Bill, we've got your back. And when you're dealing with the transition home, we've got your back. Or when you just want someone to share stories with, we've got your back. Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America is there for you. Join our community at IAVA.org. We've got your back.
Brought to you by IAVA and the Ad Council.
Daddy, why is the sky blue?
To match your pretty eyes.
Nope. See, all colors have wavelengths that are diffused by oxygen and nitrogen. Since blue has the shortest wavelength, it's diffused up to 10 times more.
Who taught you that?
Mommy?
By 6th grade, too many girls lose interest in math and science, which they'll need for most future jobs. Keep her interest alive. For ideas, go to girlsgotech.org. It's her future. Do the math. A public service message brought to you by Girl Scouts of the USA and the Ad Council.
This is All Hands Radio News. I'm Petty Officer Liz Vlahos. If you think construction is a challenging endeavor on land, imagine doing it underwater. Chief Petty Officer Lynn Rodriguez takes us into the world of a CB diver.
When I'm getting ready to dive, I'm nervous, I'm excited, my heart starts racing, and I just hope that I get the job done and the weather and the water's cooperating with us. I am Chief Petty Officer Lynn Rodriguez. I am a Navy construction electrician and CB diver. We do underwater construction, we do demolition, build boat ramps, mooring inspections, cable inspections. Depends on the job and the location. We do some salvage, debris removal, depending where it's at. Underwater when I'm working, I feel good. I feel like it's just a way for me to get to work. But at the same time, you have a lot of other things you got to worry about. I have to worry about how much air do I have left. I got to worry about my buddy, you know, because he's watching me and I'm watching him, making sure we're okay. And if we're lucky, we get to see. If not, everything is by feel. You always have a buddy with you. You're never doing anything by yourself. You're never alone. I followed my dad's advice to always prove myself and do what I can in the Navy and make him proud, make everyone proud. So I try to do that with everything I do. Being a woman, it's sometimes more challenging because we have to wear the same amount of gear that a man does. And we have to do the same amount of pull-ups that a man does for the physical training and the test. It's a challenge, but you can do it. You just got to set your mind to it. Taught me how to be a leader, independent, confident.
That's All Hands Radio News. For more information, go to Navy.mil, Navy.mil/underway, and Navy.mil/am.
KSVP AM 990 and 93.7 FM.
You won't hear the mainstream press talking about this stuff. Sean Hannity is on the radio.
Hey, welcome back to the Sean Hannity Show. My name is Rose, and sitting in for Sean Hannity, who will be back on Monday. So we were talking about the Pennsylvania election, but you know what? There are other elections going on. We had a few primaries leading up to this one in Pennsylvania this coming Tuesday, and other states as well. But you know, it's important, it's really important, actually, that we give a lot of consideration, practical consideration, to our decision when we're preparing to vote in a primary, okay? Not emotions, and that's been part of the problem. A lot of people, and I think a lot of the problem, too, is the number of candidates that we had in both races. We have a governor's race in Pennsylvania and Senate race. I don't know how it is across the country, but a lot of candidates running for that one position. So when you talk to people and you talk about how important it is that we be very practical in the decision, see, it has to be the candidate that can win the general election. And bottom line, that's what it is. And people have told me that they're going to vote their feelings or their heart in the primary, and then they would vote for whomever the candidate is in the general. But see, that vote in the general means very little if it's not joined by the crossover vote. That's what we need to count on, right? And of course we'll vote for the Republican nominee as Republicans, but it will do us very little good if we haven't got a significant number of Democrats and independents voting along with us for that candidate. It's not a popularity contest. It's not about the one who pulls at your heartstrings. This is about making the very wisest choice that one can make. And that would be choosing the candidate that could win in November. It's about adding an element of political pragmatism. And some people will say, well, I don't like politics then if that's how it must be approached. I don't want to approach an election like this. And this one here in Pennsylvania and probably many other states, Ohio we knew did as well. You know, the Reverend Billy Graham did say this once about politics. He said, politics has always been ugly to me, and yet I accept that as a fact of life. Yeah, it's ugly sometimes. It really is. And it is hard to decide because, listen, in this race, at least I can say in Pennsylvania, are all of the candidates pro-life, pro-gun, pro-America? Yes, 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 they are. Okay, so now that we know that, they're pretty much, they really are on the same page. So then what do we do about that? So to Pennsylvanians, I would say, put away your feelings. Put away all the things that cloud your sensibilities and consider this and only this. Who is it that can garner a significant crossover vote when we will need it most? And that is in November. So when you consider your candidates, and as I've said, pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, pro-First Amendment, pro-America, who is it that has now beyond that what it takes to win? Who is it that that has the knowledge, name recognition, huge accomplishments under their belt. I've observed all of the candidates in large settings, every one of them. In fact, I know all of the candidates in these races here in Pennsylvania. And what I have seen, and I have to be honest with you, as for example, Dr. Oz has had many people who are not registered Republicans show up at events, and I've listened to people as they've told him how he has helped them or changed their lives, or he's helped a loved one with a diet or with a number of various medical issues. Sometimes, like Trump, people come out because of who he is. I remember once we had a Chinese exchange student living with us for a year. And at one point, his family was coming into New York. It was a business trip from China. And so we decided we would take the trip. We would fly our student and the family to New York City to meet up with the family, his family. When we got there, where do you think those people wanted to go from China? What was the first place they wanted to see? I lie not. It wasn't any of the known buildings that you would think they would ask for, or the park or anything else like that. You know what it was? It was Trump Tower. They wanted to go there. There's something about familiarity and name recognition. Only, though, if it comes with that knowledge, with the ability to reach out to people, to cross over political lines. That's what's important. A familiarity from potential voters that will make the difference in the general election. That's your winner. Because when you've got candidates that all believe the same thing, then something has to differentiate themselves. Someone must differentiate themselves from the others. And that is someone who has experience, who has familiarity. I keep using that word, but it's the truth. That's your winner. There's no time for taking a loss when this race is ours to lose. Never before has any of the states in this country been in a better place, all of the states, to win elections this fall. The poorly run blue states, through the pandemic, through crime, through inflation, they know what it's been like to live under blue leadership. They